People have been using patterns in artwork for thousands of years, and pottery is really no different. The big difference between using pattern on pottery and on a two-dimensional surface is that on pottery you have the additional challenge of drawing on a contoured or curved surface. So if you imagine on this pot here, if you were to draw a pattern on here, the pattern's going to expand and get bigger in the belly or the middle of the vase. So to help us draw a pattern on a pot, we're going to use a grid line, as you see here. Now again, on a flat piece of paper, if you were to draw a grid, the boxes remain the same size. On our vase example here, if you imagine that's those same vertical grid lines going, they're going to start narrow in the neck of the pot, and they get wide towards the belly or the body of the pot, and they get narrow again as they get towards the foot of the pot. So that's the challenge. Using a grid can really help with that. I really like this pattern. I discovered this rather on accident while trying to draw another pattern, and it reminds me of a fish, like a tessellation, much like some of M.C. Escher's work. And if you search the internet, you're going to find examples of pattern from everywhere from quilts to tile to all kinds of different artwork that might be inspirational to you. I personally really like tile patterns. There's some really interesting tile work throughout the different cultures in the world. So that might be one place that you want to search for some patterns. You can also just do a Google search for geometric patterns and see what you can find. That might help you. So as I was saying earlier, I found this pattern while drawing another pattern. I was trying to draw this diamond-shaped pattern that you see here. And I was simply I was picking one part of the box, so our grid boxes, and I was making a curved line. And then I was going from the midpoint of the box to the curved line and to the midpoint of the box, and I kept on going along this. And as I was doing this, I was doing it systematically, and I left out this line in each box, and I came up with this fish tessellation pattern that I like so much. So sometimes you just run across things by accident by working, and that's nothing wrong with that. Once you become confident in your pattern that you want to do on the paper, on the square grids, it's a good idea to try it on a curved grid right here. So you can simply just draw a grid, but make the lines curved each way, and that's going to replicate how it's going to be on your pot. So this is just good practice. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to draw a grid on our pot, and we're going to do that using watercolors. And the watercolor is going to burn away in the kiln, and you're going to be left with a pattern. So the watercolor is a really great way to do it.